So if you're a barber who's stuck at 4K, 5K, maybe even 10K per month, and you're trying to hit those 20K per months or more, there's really only three things that are gonna get you there. And it's not gonna be like from guessing your way there or really hoping your way there. And in this video, I'm gonna break down the exact three moves that every barber I've scaled past 20K per month is doing right now in their business. So with that, let's go ahead and break it down.
The first thing that you always need to have is a flow of new clients coming in. Like you're always going to have a good clientele and new clients coming in, because in order to scale to 20K a month, let's say you're at 4K per month, you're not going to get there with your current clientele base. Because like what if you stay at the current price point, for instance, okay, whatever you're charging, and if you need to be able to make more money, you're not going to be able to charge those same people to keep them in your business more for their haircuts. You can only get up to that income level by getting new people into your business, okay? And let's say, like, again, too, I wouldn't recommend saying your current price point, especially if you're at 30. Ideally, you want to be charging higher prices. Now, whenever you go to higher pricing, you will obviously lose some clients. That's natural in what's going to happen inside the business. And what's going to happen, or what you need to do if you are losing clients when you go up in prices, you're going to need to replace them, right? So we're always going to need to have a focus of new clients. And I'm going to put that number one, because that's the most important thing that is going to be on here in order to scale, okay? Now, what does that entail overall, getting new clients in the business? Well, you want to think about, how can I get new clients in the business? Well, the way you really get new clients in the business is, number one, you get more new people knowing about your business. So how do you get more new people knowing about your business? You could pass out business cards. You could do word of mouth. You could get referrals. You could take walk-ins, right? And all these are really good. However, none of these really put you in a position of power or in a position of, like, let's say, exponential scale, because let's say for referrals or word of mouth, it's kind of, you're not in control of that. You don't have, like, let's say, a lever to pull to, if you want to get more of those clients in, you can't pull on, be like, all right, get me more referrals. Like, you're kind of at the whim of, like, your clients and other people talking about you. So you're not in control of the business growth. And whenever we're talking about trying to get 20K a month, you need to be able to have control on the business. Now, obviously, you're like, well, I could obviously shake hands. I could pass out business cards. I can meet more new people. And that means you are now in control of the flow of new clients coming to your business. The only problem with that is that is a very limited framework of getting new clients in, because you are not going to be able, like, you are limited to the amount of people you could talk to in a day-by-day basis or a per-hour basis, right? I don't think at any point in time, like in let's say in 10 minutes, right? Like, let's take this for instance, I'm willing to bet no one in 10 minutes can pass out and shake hands and talk to 10,000 people at all, right? And by just passing out business cards and shaking hands just by yourself, right? However, if I make one social media post in the first 10 minutes, if it is a good social media post, I can see my video hit 10,000 people overall. And that makes my ability to go ahead and really have an exponential scale, because on top of that, I can continue to grow that, right? Not only all hour by hour, but day by day, because then, of course, the next day I make another post that hits it for first 10 minutes, 10,000 people. The second 10 minutes, another 10,000 people. Now I'm at 20,000 people I've reached. And now by the end of the day, you're probably up to 50K people that you have reached in that day's time frame to be able to know about your business. And it is a very, very scalable way to get new clients into your business. Now, of course, when we talk about getting new clients, it's not just about getting more new people to know about you. You can't just sing and dance and, like, okay, more new people see my logo or anything like this. Like, you also have to be able to get new clients in the business. It's about getting new people to know about your business, but then from those new people, being able to convert those new people into clients at a very high rate. So how do you do that? Obviously, it comes down to how you structure your video. Can you convert on that person from the very start of the video, keep them all the way to the end, get them to see your selling point at the very end of your showcase, and then get them to convert to pay you money based on what they see, based on how you structure the video.
Hey guys, real quick. So if you're interested in learning how we grow and scale barber businesses to that 20 and 30K a month by converting on new higher paying clients via social media, what I'll do is I'll put a link in the description down beneath this video to about a 30-minute training that I went ahead and recorded, kind of taking you step by step what we do overall and showing you at the end of the day some of our private client results and how we were able to scale up their barber business to those 20 and 30K months all across the world. Also, too, if you're interested in becoming one of our private mentorship clients and also working with us to help grow and scale your business, I'll also add a link down below to book a call with my team, be a 15-minute call. However, you'd like, call, I just found out about you guys, kind of want to figure out, like, again, what you guys do. I'll also add a link to our free school community where we have over 6,000 barbers growing their business with some of our free course material. I do some free calls in there as well, too, help you guys out, give you some trainings in there. So add those links in the description below. So check those out. And let's go and get back to the video.
So the conversion rates is a very important part of this too, because we don't want to be creating a lot of clout. A lot of people worry about our business and then never book appointments. I've seen that a ton of times in terms of social media barbers who just go for clout. You are not a clout chaser. You are a business. Now, the next thing about getting new clients as well too, we're still on point number one, is the ability to keep client flow very high at higher price points. Because again, too, like we said prior, you are probably most likely, definitely going to be raising your prices in order to get to 20K a month. So we already, like, let's say once we go ahead and get more new people knowing about our business via social media, once we can go ahead and get those people knowing about their business to convert into our business as paying clients, we then need to understand, well, I'm going to have a limit on how many people I can cut per day, right? And if I'm only charging, like, let's say 20 or 50 bucks, you know, let's say, let's do the math on this one. So let's say I'm going to be charging, let's just say hypothetically, I'm going to be charging 40 bucks. So I'm going to be doing 20,000 divided by 40 bucks a cut. That's 500 haircuts I have to do in a freaking month overall, right? Divide that by a week. That's 125 haircuts overall that I have to do a week. That means I have to do every single day for Tuesday through Saturday, 25 haircuts. It's a long fucking time to be cutting hair. Even, of course, if you're doing an hour haircut, I'm sorry, but you are never going to hit that because there's only 24 hours in the day. If you are doing 30-minute haircuts, okay, now you're doing 12 and a half hours out of the day. Well, fuck. Every single day for 5 days a week, you're standing on your feet for 12 and a half hours a day just to make 20K a month. Not the best business model, because there are barbers that we work with who are only doing about maybe 5 or 6 haircuts a day, making 20K a month. Because again, they're able to charge high price points because they get more new people know about their business. They convert on those new people that know about their business, and they have the ability to, when they go up in prices, to go ahead and keep client flow at a very high rate to be able to supplement the income and also continually grow. So the very first thing you always need to think about that you need in order to have a 20K per month business is new clients into your actual business. Now, point number 2 on this, we're going to kind of go over, this is what I've talked about already in the last point, is having a high price point, okay? Because if we go ahead and, like, let's say again too, if we're going to stick at this 25 haircuts rate a day overall, that's going to be a fucking number one. It's going to be, you're going to have to get 25 clients booking you out each and every single day for a whole entire month. That is very hard. Number 2, then you have to service and actually do those haircuts and make sure you never miss a day in order to hit that 20K per month. Also very hard. However, when we go ahead and flip this on its head and say, okay, what are the things I can move on this? Obviously, like, I can cut my haircut times down. Well, again, too, even if you say even if you're doing 30-minute haircuts, you're still cutting for 12 and a half hours of the day. If you do 20-minute haircuts, you're still not, like, really saving time yourself to do a fuck ton of haircuts overall. But if we were to raise prices up, instead of charging 40 bucks, and instead we were charging, let's say, 100 bucks, right? 20,000 divided by 100 equals, now we only have to cut 200 people. A little bit more manageable now. Equally on top of that, we're charging 100 bucks. We're probably getting tip-wise 125. So 20K divided by 125. Now we're at the 160 haircuts a month overall. And for many of you who are listening to this, many of you are already doing 160 haircuts a month, right? So you already know, like, that's a pretty manageable level. However, you are not making 20K a month. And imagine this, you only have to do 160 haircuts a month to make a 20K a month. Let's see, what does that equal out to? Divided by 4. That's 40 haircuts a week. Divided by 5 working days, that's 8 haircuts a day. I would 100% rather do 8 haircuts a day than 25 haircuts a day, because the only problem I have to solve at that point is to be able to, how can I make sure I can get enough new clients in the business, convert at a high rate, and the ability to keep my clientele flow very high at those high price points. So I know a lot of barbers get a little bit shaky around this price point thing. Don't you worry, right? Like, everybody worries about, oh my God, but, like, what if I drive my clientele away? The the point of raising prices is because you have passed that level in business, and it does not make sense for you to continue to stay at that level. In order to raise prices up, you can cut out some of the current clients and allow new clients to come in. Now, this does not mean, right, that you are a bad person by not being able to service the people in your business, because they can easily go to, let's say, other barbers, right? I know for myself and all of our barbers that we work with that get 20K a month, it's a simple conversation. Like, you're not forcing anybody to pay, and equally, you can find them a very good barber that can take care of them as well too. And if you are worried about the relationship, about like, man, I really like my clients, I want to make sure I still like see them overall, I'm telling you this right now, there's nothing stopping you and that client overall from going out and having some dinner. If you're really that good of a friend of them, then there's nothing stopping you from having a dinner date, from going on a lunch, grabbing a coffee, right? Going out somewhere overall and meeting up and keeping that relationship. Just keeping a relationship should not hold you back from actually growing and scaling your business to get you out of a place of being in the struggle bus or not making the money that you know you should be making overall. So point number one, we need for number one to be able to make 20K per month as a barber, get new clients in the business. Point number two, make sure we have a high price point. And again, too, it is not bad to charge high prices. It is bad if you try to force your clients to pay you those high prices, but everybody has free will at the end of the day. And again, too, if you ask for that price point, I'm willing to bet a good portion of your clients are going to say no, and a good portion of your clients are going to leave. And then it's up to you as the business owner to refill the business back up again. That is what it means as a business owner. Okay. Now, point number three that we are always going to need to have if we're going to be needing or want to make 20K per month is tracking, right? So we already have new clients coming in. We're able to charge high price points, but we need some clarity on this thing. We can't just go through this blindly, right? And what do I mean by tracking? Well, tracking goes into tracking our money. This means expenses, income, what are our profit margins, where's our money going? Are we on top of this thing to make sure we are profitable? And if we're making 20K a month, that also means we're not spending 20K a month at the end of the day. Because this is a business, we're making sure that we're putting ourselves in a good financial position overall, and we're keeping money in the bank, and the bank account is growing month after month to be able to take care of our family, to be able to take care of our loved ones, and support each other as well too. The next thing you also need to be tracking is like, where are these new clients coming from overall, right? Because again, too, if you're just getting a ton of new clients, but you have no clue where they're coming in from, what they're coming in from, or what exactly they're coming from, then you don't know what to push down on more, and you're just blindly throwing shit at the wall, hoping it sticks. And I see too many barbers doing this as well too. They're making a lot of posts, they're getting some new clients in, but the thing that holds them back from making 20K per month is they have no fucking clue what they need to keep on doing in order to get to 20K per month. Because to get to that level, you need, like the word is, clarity on what do I need to push down on, what button do I need to push that's going to elevate me to make sure the work I am doing, I can get a bigger return. Because for instance, let's think about it like this. For when I see a barber business, like this is a hypothetical situation, let's say you post 30 times throughout the day, or 30 times throughout the month overall, right? And you have 10 posts at the beginning of the month that's sectioned on one thing, 10 posts are focused on another thing, and 10 posts are focused on a different thing overall. And what I mean by things is like haircuts or hairstyles. Now, if I have no tracking on this, right, and I have no tracking on what the video style is, what it's actually doing, what it's producing my business, then I just am up to the shitter of like, well, I have three things, but I'm getting some new clients in, which is good, but I don't know which one of these three things is actually working to put more new clients in my business. And at that rate, my business is only operating at 33% of the level that it could be, 1/3, right? Because again, too, it's like 1, 2, 3 things I'm running, and I'm only good at one. Or really one thing's only pushing this business forward. So tracking allows us to understand what is working, what do we need to double down on, and what do we need to cut out to make ourselves more efficient. Especially inside of a business, it's not about just working hard, it's about working efficiently inside of our business to allow us to be able to scale, because the hard work that we put into it, we don't want to be losing in that situation. You're basically 66% of the work you are doing is going to waste. Nobody wants that. Everybody wants to be able to have a situation where 100% of the work you're putting into the business is actually getting you 100% of the results. Now, the last thing that we need to be able to track as well too is our marketing. right? So what in our marketing is like, what is it doing? What is like getting us good results? What in our marketing do we need to change? What do we see taking a downturn? What do we see spiking up? What is like, let's say like something like a hidden gem. I like to call it like low supply, high demand, or high demand, low supply type content that we need to be putting out that is working, that isn't working. And then also too, what needs to be tweaked up? What isn't converting at the best rate as well too? Again, if we have zero idea on the marketing, we have zero idea on our new clients, and we have zero idea on our money that we're coming in and out every single month overall, how are we going to run a good business? Because that is what a good business comes down to. And those three things, if you have those three things dialed in, I know they seem very simple, but on the surface, but behind closed doors, they're much more intricate of like what you need to be focused on in order to get this business up to 20K per month. For instance, like one of our barbers, Henry Hong, we took him in, he was making 6K per month. In 12 months, we got him up to over 24K per month by focusing on getting an influx of new clients in, being able to scale up his price point, and being able to get clear and proper tracking on what his business is doing in order to push him to the next level. Tai Nguyen, who's making 9K per month when he first started working with us, all the way to now he's making over 30K a month, same exact thing. We can look at Jericho Kurata making 8K per month, his scale all the way up to over 20K per month as well too. We can look at Ryan Too Fresh, who cuts in Australia, cuts in a spare room in his mom's house, or his parents' house overall. He went from making 1K per month to over 13K months now in just 12 months. But again, too, by implementing, getting new clients in, charging a higher price point, make sure we have a good ability to keep client flow high at those new price points, and getting some tracking and visibility on this thing. And so if you want to go ahead and scale to 20K per month, those are the three items you desperately need to be obsessed with.
One last thing, guys. So if you guys want to learn the harsh truth of why 95% of barbers are staying broke while other barbers are going to 15 and 20K months overall, I'm going to go ahead and link a video on the screen right now that's going to take you to a separate training that I posted on YouTube overall that will break down why majority of barbers are not growing and scale their businesses, and why our barbers are who work with us, and kind of give you some training on that as well too. So I'll leave it on the screen. Go ahead and click it and watch that video now, and I'll see you guys in the next video.